At Pega, when I think of innovation, I think of our product teams, our product managers, our product marketers, and our engineering teams, and the incredible amount of work and insight and experience that they put in to the innovations that are in our products. And I can think of nobody better than to tell you about that innovation, what we're doing in all of our tech platform and our applications, than my friend and our Senior Vice President of Products, Mr. Karim Akinal.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Karim Akinal. I am responsible for products at Pega Systems, and I'm thrilled to welcome you all to Las Vegas. Such a strange town. I feel like if I ask you all how you feel about Vegas, half of you will tell me you love Vegas, and I'm guessing the other half is going to tell me you hate it. To be honest with you, I kind of like Vegas. And I think I like Vegas mostly for the same reasons that people hate it for. You know, when you talk to people who don't like Vegas, they can tell you, oh, the whole thing is fake. They say it's all artificial. The city is all man-made, which is actually quite remarkable. Because when you think about it, throughout history, all the great cities around the world are all built around a body of water. My hometown, Istanbul, is built around a body of water. You look around, it's Paris or New York or Venice or Hong Kong. They're all naturally built around a body of water. Water is the livelihood of any great city. Well, not Vegas. You know, these guys came out here about 100 years ago. You know, they looked around and they decided they will build their city right here. But they had a great vision on what will draw people into their city. So they took this dusty town, literally in the middle of the desert, and turned it into the entertainment capital of the world. Now, along the way, they had to face a few obstacles, but they didn't let that stop them from achieving their vision. And at one point, they realized they're going to need a whole lot more water to get this thing to work. So what did they do? They went off and built the Hoover Dam. Well, they didn't build the Hoover Dam, but they did take all the water and the energy from the Hoover Dam to actually realize their vision. And just this morning, we heard from Alan about the digital transformation vision that your organizations are pursuing. And there are clearly plenty of obstacles in the way of achieving that vision as well. You have to deal with regulations and legacy systems and siloed organizations. And I'm guessing some of those obstacles may seem as big as the Hoover Dam. But we think we have some products that will dramatically simplify that journey for you. You see, historically, when organizations decide that they're going to better engage with their customers, they invest in technology called CRM, Customer Relationship Management, which makes sense. And then they'll go and implement that CRM technology across their business functions. You have your marketing, you have your sales, you have your customer service, and if you're pretty savvy, you probably have CRM technology in your operations. These are the back office systems that fulfill customer requests. And in most organizations, these business functions tend to be pretty siloed. I'm guessing it's even fair to say that there are even silos within these silos. But of course, these are your business functions. This is not what you're out there to do. Your organization is trying to drive some outcomes. You have some business goals that you're trying to achieve. You're trying to acquire new customers and onboard them quickly. You're trying to cross-sell and upsell products to your existing customers. You want to make sure you can retain your most valuable customers and turn them into advocates. You need to quickly fulfill their requests. And to achieve any of these outcomes, you're going to have to go across all of these business functions and technologies. Because these outcomes, for example, take retention as one of these outcomes. Retention is not a marketing problem. Retention takes great engagement from sales and excellent customer service and a speedy fulfillment from operations. But of course, these are your business outcomes, your business goals. your customers don't care. They don't care about your business functions or your outcomes. Any marketer will tell you your customers are out there going through their own journey of awareness and consideration, evaluation and selection, and if you're lucky, purchase and use of your products. And if you happen to be in some industries with long-lived relationships, these journeys can last an entire lifetime. So the challenge becomes, in every interaction that you're having with this customer, how do you make sure your business goals are aligned to the context that your customer is in that journey across every single one of these systems? So what we think you should do is implement an intelligence hub that sits at the center of all these systems to be able to provide intelligence guidance to every single one of these interactions. And we have a new product called the Pega Customer Decision Hub that sits at the center of all these systems and brings them all together. Customer Decision Hub uses analytics and real-time decisioning, big data and machine learning to make sure that every interaction that we have with the customer is aligned to our business goals and to the context of the customer in their journey. Now, we built the Pega Customer Decision Hub so it's easy to connect your existing system to all your legacy systems and to your other applications, so that we can immediately add value to the operation. But we truly believe that every customer-facing technology must have automation and intelligence built natively into it, which is why we developed our CRM applications in marketing, sales, customer service, and Pega 7 with the Customer Decision Hub, so we can provide that intelligence in every single one of our customer interactions. For example, our Pega Marketing application is perhaps the heaviest user of the Customer Decision Hub, especially its analytics capabilities. You see, Pega Marketing excels at one-to-one marketing, making sure that every offer that we send out to a customer is perfectly tailored to the needs of the customer on the other end. And one of my favorite parts about the Pega Marketing application is, as soon as you sign on to it, you actually get clear visibility into the marketing and business outcomes that you're driving. You can clearly see how your marketing spend is actually impacting your sales and retention numbers. And we're getting a lot of success with the Pega Marketing application, and our customers are seeing great success using the application. And recently, Forrester Research published a report, a TEI study, Total Economic Impact study, on the use of Pega Marketing with organizations. And they published that the organizations using this application could see 438% of return on their investment with Pega Marketing, because the programs that they were running had an 8x ROMI, the return on marketing investment. That means every dollar that they would spend through the marketing programs in Pega Marketing, they were able to generate up to $8 of revenue back for the organization. And these are pretty big numbers. And I think the main reason this is possible is because Pega Marketing leverages that Customer Decision Hub to determine the next best action for every customer interaction. And in the latest release of the Pega Marketing application, we made it that much easier for marketers to define those decisioning strategies that determine the next best action, giving them the power of the industry's leading predictive analytics capabilities, so that marketers don't have to be data scientists to be able to take advantage of the power of analytics and big data. And what's cool is these next best action strategies that we define can not only be used in inbound interactions, so when the customer comes onto the website or on the mobile app, or they even walk into a store or a branch, but they can also be used in outbound campaigns, when we actually reach out to customers with email or SMS campaigns. That way, the customer is actually receiving very consistent engagement from the organization. At the same time, we get to optimize our relationship with that customer. So we're really excited about Pega Marketing, and we can probably keep talking about it. But I think instead, it'll be better to see it in action. So to do that, I'm going to invite on stage with me my friend Adam Field, who's the head of our technology innovation at Pega. Hey, Adam. I know you've been using the Pega marketing application to engage with the audience here at Pega, trying to drive attendance to Pega conference.
This is true.
Can you show us this application in action?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Let's do it.
So up on the screen here, we have Pega Marketing, which of course is running on Pega Cloud. And I'm signed in as a marketer. And the first thing I see is that dashboard that you talked about. And it gives me real-time visibility into those metrics related to the business outcomes that I as a marketer care about. Of course, I can also see all of my campaigns. Here in the top middle, leading up to the event, you talked about that I used Pega Marketing to drive attendance. We're pretty successful. Look at this crowd.
Look at this. It's awesome.
So that green bar at the bottom tells us that that campaign was successful. Unfortunately, we ran some other campaigns that weren't as successful.
Wait, no, I thought this was all built with intelligence and analytics.
Yeah, the app's only capable of so much, so you might be dining alone tonight, my friend. But that was leading up to the event. I also want to engage people better when they're here in Las Vegas. So earlier today, I went in and I created a new campaign to do just that. So let's take a look at it. And you mentioned Pega Marketing is very powerful, but you don't need to be a data scientist or a programmer. It guides me through all the steps in creating a campaign. So here I've captured some basic information about this particular campaign. And also I can capture those goals and outcomes that are important to me. In this case, impression and click-through rates.
So these are your goals. Later on, we'll compare them to the actual output.
Absolutely.
Outcomes.
Absolutely. So if I go up to the Build tab, now let's make this campaign intelligent. And you can see the first thing that it asks me for is a strategy which is powered by those analytics. And if I go into Configure, I'm presented with the list of reusable strategies in the system. I'm going to choose this first one, which says it suggests a session that we think might be most relevant to each attendee here. So let's go ahead and apply that and make this campaign more intelligent.
Now, Adam, we talk a lot about this decisioning strategies. Can we actually see this in detail? See how it works?
Absolutely, because this is really where the power of the Customer Decision Hub comes into play. Because, Karim, we don't want to send the same generic offer out to everybody here, right?
No.
We want to send the most relevant offer to each person. And we do that through the use of analytics. And while there's a lot going on the screen, I want to draw your attention down to those two orange boxes. Thank you, Vanna. All the way down at the bottom, that's predictive analytics. That uses things like historical models and data that we already know about people. And just above that, adaptive analytics. That really harnesses the power of machine learning and real-time analytics. And when we combine those, we end up ultimately with that next best action, which in this case is a suggestion for a session here at PegaWorld that we think is going to be most valuable to each attendee.
Excellent. So you use historical data as well as real-time data to determine the best offer for each attendee.
That's exactly right.
Very good. But how do you know who to send it to?
Right. So that's our audience. And because Pega Marketing is one piece to the overall CRM suite of applications, it has complete visibility across the entire Pega ecosystem because all those contacts sit in Pega Sales Automation. But we don't want to send this offer out to all of them. So we can use some filters. And we have some predefined filters. For instance, those who actually registered for PegaWorld, who are industry thought leaders, which looking at that chart,
there's everyone.
Luckily, most people in here. And from what we deem to be active accounts.
Okay.
And at the intersection of those, if I click, it tells me right away, it's about 3,500 people that we're going to target for this campaign.
Well, Adam, it's great, but how do you know they're here?
Yeah, right. So we only want to reward those people who actually took the time to show up today and listen to our little presentation.
Yeah.
But luckily, Pega Marketing has the capability to use real-time location data, like the geolocation on the mobile phones that people are out there using to run the PegaWorld mobile app. So what I've done is I've added a geofence around the MGM Grand property. And I got some good news for you, Karim.
Yeah?
Your reputation precedes you.
Why are you
Most
so
people
surprised?
in that segment actually showed up, and they're sitting here in the arena right now. There's a couple of stragglers maybe in the restroom, but... and then we got one dot, one person way off some other part of the property.
Adam, turn to satellite view.
Yeah, let's go to satellite view and see where that
Oh, he's in the pool.
Yeah.
The hell?
He's in the pool with his phone on.
Genius. All right. I don't want to be sending any of our, gorgeous offers to somebody doing that.
No, he's
Let's
enjoying
just get
Mai
him out.
Tais instead of listening to us. So let's reduce that geofence. Let's exclude that guy. Let's save that and apply that to our new campaign. And now I'm going to go ahead and save all the changes that we just made.
Okay, so you defined your strategy, you defined your audience, you got rid of the guy in the pool. Now, how do we actually run this campaign?
So in a second, we are going to run this. So everyone out in the audience who's downloaded and installed that Pega World mobile app, check. Who's logged in at least once so we know who they are, check. And if they got that little message that says, can we send you push notifications, said yes, we're going to send an offer to. So let's see who forgot to silence their electronic devices. Run.
Excellent. So now the campaign is running. I can see that we basically have 20 offers that we're sending out, and 3,487 of them are already initiated.
Sent out.
Excellent. Now, what are we looking at now, Adam?
So this is a real-time dashboard of this campaign running. Pega Marketing's doing its thing. The Customer Decision Hub is figuring out what offers best, sending them out. I heard a couple of beeps. I see people looking at their phones. They're starting to interact, and we're seeing that right here in real time.
Now, wait a second. I'm here. Shouldn't I get an offer too?
You should get an offer. Do you have your phone?
Yeah, I have it here. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Can we put Karim's phone up on the screen here?
There you go. This is fantastic.
Did you get an offer?
I think this is going better than I expected.
Yeah, it's going pretty well.
They're going to give me a red Corvette. Look.
Karim, I think if you read that more closely.
I can't read it.
Yeah. They're not giving you a red Corvette. What it's suggesting is, because you're a muscle car guy, that you should go to the Tech Pavilion at 12:30 when it opens and sit behind the wheel of the Pega connected Corvette, learn a little bit more about what we do in the IoT space.
That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to be driving this red Corvette to dinner tonight. Thank you very much, Adam.
Yeah, you have fun at that table for one, my friend.
Thank you, Adam Field. And of course, when we engage with a customer through marketing offers, it's up to the sales organization to actually close that deal. And we've been evolving our sales automation application for the last 4 years, and we're thrilled to be working with some leading organizations that have the vision that sales applications should be more than just updating and tracking opportunities, but that they should have intelligence and automation built natively into it. And we've been evolving our sales automation application with the power of the Customer Decision Hub so that we can provide those intelligent guidance to even the salespeople. And we have lots of new capabilities in the product, but I'd like to highlight a couple of them real quick for you. The first one is a capability called the engagement maps. Now, I know this looks like a busy screen, but I'm going to explain to you real quick. On the left side, you see the rows, and these are the accounts. These are your customers and prospects that you're going after, trying to sell products to. Across the top are the columns that represent the products and the product lines that you have. Where they intersect gives you visibility to the level of sales engagement that you have with that account for that product. So this is a management tool. This gives you a high-level view. That's why we call it an engagement map. It gives us visibility on how we're engaging across accounts and product lines. And where they meet, there's lots of different colors. But I'd like to draw your attention to the white boxes, where that's essentially what we call white space, which means there's a product that you have is perfectly suitable for that account, but you have absolutely no sales activity in that place. And you see in some of the boxes, there is the light bulb in the corner. That's the intelligence from the Customer Decision Hub working. That's insight coming directly at you, where looking at marketing, sales, customer service, and operations data, the system is able to make recommendations on how to best engage with that account for that product directly from the sales automation application. So we basically use the intelligence to provide high-level guidance in the engagement maps, and we use the same type of an approach for all the opportunities and the contacts that a salesperson have, and be able to give them recommendations on how to best engage with their opportunities to increase the likelihood of their success in selling them a deal, selling them a product, engaging with those customers. But of course, we all know that salespeople, they're not sitting in their offices at their desks typing away. They're out on the road, they're on planes, they're on trains. You know, they can't be bothered to be getting onto a system, so we need to make sure that they have no excuse and that all of this capability is available to them directly from their sales automation app on their mobile devices. Now, we can keep talking about this, but I really want to show you this latest version of our mobility app in action. So to do that, I'm going to invite my friend Stephanie Lewis, who is the head of our mobility technology at Pega Systems, to show us this app. Stephanie, come on up. Hi, Steph.
Hey, Krim.
So, Stephanie, I just downloaded the latest version of the mobile app for sales automation, and I was hoping you can show us all the latest capabilities.
I would love to. It's actually so simple that even you will be able to use it. So let's get that up on
we'll
screen.
See. We'll see about that. There you go. Oh, that was my offer, so let's get rid of it.
All right, go ahead and launch it and log in using your thumbprint. We have all the data secure for you.
Okay,
great.
Here we are.
All right, so the first thing that you're presented with is a launch pad, which allows everything that you need to get your job done more effectively on the road, one tap away.
Awesome.
So I happen to know your favorite thing to do.
You do?
I do, and I know it's to provide visibility to management on what you do on your sales activities on a daily basis.
Well, Stephanie, that's what every salesperson lives for, is to provide clear visibility to management on every single activity that they take.
Obviously. I mean, you're doing that right here, all of your sales activities, and you can add them anytime, anywhere.
Awesome. So I can do it, I can be productive while I'm on the road.
Exactly.
Good.
Opportunities. So it's extremely important to us and to you that you actually close your opportunities on time.
For the first time.
Please.
Okay,
Please.
that's
This
great.
app helps you do that. So here's your favorite, most recent opportunities that you need to concentrate on. All the important information, open it up, see all the data, and actually even recommendations of the contacts you need to stay in touch with to help close that opportunity.
Oh, I see. So this is telling me that I should keep this relationship going, keep communicating with these people. I see Claudia Sims, she's great. Stephen Condi, he's a bit of a jack. And then there's Paul Jensen. So Don Sherman and I took Paul Jensen to Hakkasan last night. Does that count as activity?
It sure does.
Excellent.
All right, so let's just swipe his name to the left, mark that completed. Done.
I'm already more productive.
You are. All right, so let's actually go ahead and use the left menu to look at contacts.
Okay.
Here's your favorite contacts. Reach out to them. Give them a call, send them an email, keep in touch.
Okay, great.
You can actually even use the map. See contacts near you, proactively reach out to them, make sure you stay in touch.
So if I'm in one location meeting with one person, it shows me who else is in the vicinity so I can maximize my trip.
Exactly.
Awesome.
All right, what else do we have? So let's go to the launch pad. Next best action. So here, we have that intelligence and automation built right into the app, providing you with the results of that customer decision hub, next best action for you.
So it gives me recommendations on the things that I should do with the highest chances of winning.
Exactly,
Perfect.
exactly.
Perfect. So this is great.
It's great. Oh, and my favorite thing about this app is that's available whether you are connected or not. So you travel, you're not always on Wi-Fi, definitely not have data. So it's available offline. All that information, you can add activities, add contacts when you're disconnected.
So I can add contacts directly from here.
You can.
That's cool. Because earlier on, I was outside in the hallway, and I met this really cool guy. And he seemed pretty interested in our software. He was wearing this beautiful blue leisure suit. And I think he's ready to buy.
You do?
Yeah.
Did you get his business card by chance?
Yeah, I got his card.
Okay.
So
All right.
can I just basically add his information here?
Yeah, actually what we're going to do is we're just going to scan that and use our OCR capabilities to just go ahead and add him right into the system. All right, processing.
Cool.
Oh, it looks like you already have an Elvis in your contact database. Do you think it's the same guy?
Well, how could there be more than one Elvis in Vegas? I'm sure it's the same guy.
Yeah.
So can we take the data from the business card and the data that we already have and merge them into a single record?
Yep, let's do that. Let's just
Okay.
get your one contact. There we go. One Elvis, all your contact details about him, and actually all of the engagement that you or anybody in your organization has had with him is right here.
Oh, so I see. Look, Adam Phil just sent him an offer to perform live on stage with Google Dolls tonight. That would be great. I hope he accepts it. So that's pretty cool, but I also see this button here that I can schedule a meeting with him.
Yep.
So should I just basically set it up? Because this, I'm telling you, he's ready to close.
Oh, I'm sure. So you could tap on schedule meeting, but I'd actually like to show you how you can do that using something that we've been prototyping.
Oh, yeah?
Pega Virtual Advisor.
Oh, is that like Siri?
No, this is actually an intelligent advisor.
Oh, excellent.
And it uses the power of that customer decision hub, providing you with your next best action. We call her Margaret.
That's an odd name for a virtual assistant from Pega.
I think so too, so I call her Peggy.
Oh, Peggy. So how do I work with Peggy?
All right, so I'm just going to give you that and go
Okay.
ahead and reach out and start a conversation.
Can I just talk to her?
Just talk to her.
Okay. Yo, Peggy.
Can I help you, Karam?
That's cool. hey, Peggy, I met this guy outside. His name is Elvis. Really cool guy. I think he's ready to buy some software. I was hoping you can just clear my schedule tomorrow and set up a meeting with Elvis.
I can schedule a meeting with Mr. Presley tomorrow. Would you like a smarter option?
Did she say smarter?
She's from Boston.
Oh, okay. Okay, Peggy, I guess I'll take a smarter option.
Based on your lack of progress so far this quarter, you should keep your meeting with Mr. Donny Osmond tomorrow, since that has a wicked higher likelihood of closing this quarter. Or you can cancel that and miss your quota again this quarter.
All right, Steph. She's a little on the sassy side.
Well, yes, but she actually has visibility into historical data and is not impressed by your past performance.
Clearly not. Okay, I don't even know what to say to that. Peggy, okay, yeah, I don't want to miss my quota this quarter, so why don't we keep Donnie tomorrow? And I have an idea. Let's schedule Elvis for next week.
Good idea, Karen. I have created a reminder and synced it with your Outlook calendar. You are all set, big fella.
Excellent. Well, this is going to be very popular. Thank you very much, Steph, for showing us the latest capabilities.
No problem.
Well, I know our salespeople are going to love working with Peggy. But for most of us, when we're consumers, the channel that we use to most frequently engage with an organization is through the customer service channel. And we've had the privilege to work with some of the leading organizations in the world, providing customer service solutions to be able to automate the customer service types in their contact centers. But of course, with the digital era, there's a significant increase in the amount of customer service that occurs through self-service channels. And we've been evolving our product to make it super easy to take those service types that you define for your contact center and to be able to seamlessly integrate them, mash them up into your self-service channels like your website and mobile applications, so that we provide a consistent experience to the customer, we reuse the same processes, and we allow the consumers that want to use the self-service channels to be able to get work done, get their issues resolved themselves. And of course, at any point, should they need to move to a contact center, we can actually seamlessly transition that transaction directly to the contact center channel. Another thing that's becoming very much of a big trend these days is that consumers now are expecting that the organizations can anticipate their needs. And Pega Customer Service application is built on the Customer Decision Hub. So we have clear visibility to the customer's journey. We have clear visibility into their data from the marketing activities, sales activities, customer service, and operations activities. So we can take those next best action strategies and apply them to this data to be able to provide offers to them that anticipate their needs and actually improve their experience with our products and our services. But of course, the contact centers are not going away. You're still going to have these CSRs in the contact centers. And we've been doing a lot of work in automation of the service types in the contact centers, but we all know that there's plenty of room for improvement. And if I was running a contact center, every morning I would walk in and I would look at my average handle time of my service types to be able to see what can be improved. And when I look at this chart, on the left, I see my top 5 average handle time offenders in my application. And the first one, it says it's the address change that's taking the most time. An address change should be easy, it should be quick. So I need to understand what is actually taking the time. So I'm going to pop into Pega Express and look at the case lifecycle definition of address change to be able to see what's taking the time. And I see it. It's right there in the middle. It's that step that says update the legacy system. Clearly, this is a bit of a manual step that requires the CSR to actually jump into 2 different legacy applications and do the work in multiple systems. And if you've ever been into a contact center, walked up to a CSR's desk, you've actually seen this before. This is what a desktop looks like. They have dozens of legacy applications on the desktop running technology, invented a long time ago. And on their monitors, they have the Post-its that tell them which strange system they should connect to, be able to get done some of their actions. And on the right side, they always have the notepad, because they had to write down the account number of the customer on the phone. You know why? They're going to go and key it into all those legacy systems by hand, which takes forever. So you might have heard recently that we had the great opportunity to acquire a company called OpenSpan, who's the leader in robotic automation. And we're very excited, and we've already integrated a lot of the products together. And a couple of months ago, we walked into their offices in Atlanta. They had this beautiful space, and it was the first time that we're walking in, and we were going to be very excited to meet everybody in the office. And we knew what robotic automation, desktop automation capabilities were like. But still, a part of me was hoping that we'll sort of walk in and get to actually interact with some robots. That sort of wasn't exactly the scene in the OpenSpan offices. He definitely wasn't there. But we did meet 120 people who are dedicated to robotic automation capabilities, who've been building products for the last 10 years to be able to take this mess from the CSR's desktop and eliminate the need for them to engage with all these legacy applications, give them a single application, single screen to interact with, and have the rest of the integration be automated. I think this is really cool, and instead of talking about it, I'm going to show it to you in action. And to do that, I'm going to invite my new friend, Damon Lockwood, the head of robotic automation technologies at Pega Systems. Damon, come on up. All right, Damon, thank you so much for coming on stage showing to us. Can you actually show us what this looks like in action?
Yeah, absolutely. So every robotic automation project should start with workforce intelligence, our big data cloud application that collects millions of events from all the desktops in your organization and then looks for places where you can use that data to improve.
I see. So you collect all the data from across all the desktops, you analyze it, and how do we get started?
Well, we get started with what we call the opportunity finder. That's an analysis that looks for patterns in your data, and it says, hey, this is a place you can use automation to save time or another enhancement to save time.
I see. So this identifies all the manual steps that's happening across the applications, across the systems, and gives me recommendations.
That's right. And here, actually, I see a cut, copy, and paste opportunity that looks like it's for address change. So why don't we drill into that one? All right, so in the center, you can see that, well, you've been performing address changes about 25,000 times a week in the last month.
Isn't there a lot of people moving, Damon?
Well, I hear a lot of people are moving to Canada right now.
Oh. That's a good move.
Yeah.
Okay, and I see also some other data on top. I see estimated time savings per count. What does that mean?
So that tells us how much time we would save if we were to automate this. So 195 seconds is over 3 minutes. And in the course of a year for that many CSRs, that's over $1.7 million worth of savings.
That's a huge savings. That's a lot of time. So let's do it.
All right, yeah, let's get started and automate it. So in order to do that, what I have to do is actually simulate a call so I can record the same steps that a CSR would do when they do a real address change.
So we're in the customer service application from Pega. We have a screen pop.
Yep. And here I am. I'm actually going to go ahead and click record. And now the software is going to watch everything I do so it can create a robot from it later.
I see. So you're actually doing a customer service task for change address. You're simulating that you're talking to a customer.
Yep.
You know, this John Brown is moving to ComAv in Boston. And you're actually recording all of his activity where he is typing in, keying in the data, and
Yep.
Now you just open up some VB app, and he's looking at the customer account number, so he has to pull up that customer data.
Yep.
Not fun.
Nope.
And then there's another app, and you had to find John Brown on that system as well.
Yep.
And then what are you going to do?
Well, then I got to copy and paste. So finally at that point.
Damon, this is painful.
Yeah, well, imagine if you have a customer on the phone.
Imagine if you have 3,500 customers in front of you, watching you cutting and pasting.
Yeah, there's that.
I think this is when you're in the contact center and the CSR says, oh, my systems are running a little slow. Really? They're just going to like 7 different systems to do the same thing. That's why it's working that way. So this is the manual work. Your tool is your tool is running out of power.
Oops, yeah, we didn't apparently plug in. All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and click save and finish this. So here we go. I'm going to submit on this, and then I can stop recording and give this a name so that we can invoke it from Pega.
And I hope somebody's bringing a power cord in the meanwhile. Oh, I see what's him. Come on,
yeah,
faster.
We see somebody running up to us here.
All right, so you recorded that transaction through a robotic process. You actually have basically watched the user go through the multiple applications. You recorded the whole thing. You have a transaction that you can repeat. And now you're in Pega Express. You're trying to get this done before we run out of power.
Yeah,
and we're
I'm going to add, I've got power, so I'm going to pause for a second.
Relax.
Going to add the robotic automation step now, okay?
Oh, look at the cute icon.
Yeah, it's a cute little icon. And just accept the default name. And then I'm going to go ahead and type address change here. There we go.
So hold on a second. So right here it says run in the background.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So that just means at production, if I were to check that, the CSR would never have to see the apps at all.
Okay, can we just leave it unchecked for now so we can see the robots
Yeah, why don't we do
working?
that? And I'll go ahead and click save. And I'm going to go ahead and take another call here.
Okay.
So you know a lot of people moving right now. All right.
Who's next?
Sarah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so Sarah is in Boston.
That's right. So, and
But she heard John is moving to Boston, so it sounds like she's trying to get out of town.
yeah, she's going to move to Cambridge.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Ready?
Yeah, so now I'm at a point when I hit submit that the robots will actually do this for me.
Okay.
Okay?
So when do the robots come?
Well, that was it.
I missed it.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, I'm going to do it one more time.
Can you
okay?
do it, please?
All right, yeah. So we have an associated account here. And when I submit this time, it's going to run an address change on this account.
Okay, so it's sharing the same process, so it's going to run it. I'm paying attention.
All right, here we go.
Go.
Look, Ma, no hands.
Look, I see the applications. Wow, that was so much faster than doing it by hand.
Yeah, 3 minutes down to 10 seconds.
Fantastic. But, okay, but what's the CSR supposed to do now?
Well, I hope they're going to focus on the customer.
That would be great. Thank you so much, David,
Right,
for showing
thanks,
us.
Corinne.
Now I understand what they call robots. Because these applications don't actually have server-side API, so they have to be engaged with through the desktop interface. So the robot is actually doing the work of the human on navigating and filling in fields and clicking and submit across those applications, but the user doesn't have to see it, which is fantastic. But these days, not all the customer service representatives are actually sitting in the contact center and taking calls. Instead, they're out on the field with your customers, with your product, and these are people like home care nurses or repair technicians. And earlier this year, we announced the availability of the field service application from Pega that makes it super easy for dispatchers in the contact center to manage the scheduling and the routing of the field workers. And it also comes with a mobile app for the field workers, so they have clear access to all the work that they have to do, and they can actually process their work directly on their phone. But to show you the value of this application, we're going to have one of our customers explain to you.
It was taking our engineers sometimes with the old system up to 40 minutes to close a call, which, as you might imagine, is pure lost productivity. With the new application, we're now able to close a service call in under 2 minutes.
Xerox has two very simple core values: that we succeed through satisfied customers and deliver quality and excellence and innovation in everything that we do.
The big evolution for us in the field service operation is the move to remote. One of the biggest enablers for the remote journey is putting the right information in the hands of the people who need to do the job at the time they need it.
The Pega field service application has all the tools the engineer would need in the palm of his hand.
Currently we have 1,600 users using the application across Europe. To this date, we've rolled out the Pega application in 3 countries, UK, France and Germany, and we plan to roll it into some others. The good thing about it is it's adaptable for regional differences.
We've improved our performance by 30%. With the field application, engineers do their touch point as they go. They document their calls at the end of each visit, so we know exactly how many outstanding calls we've got, how many calls we've completed. So it's improved productivity.
The advantage they have with field service application is they can report immediately all the information, and automatically they save time, around 15 to 20 minutes saved in the reporting process.
Within UK customer service organisation, we deal with approximately 1,000 service calls a day.
With the Pega system, scheduling has actually become a lot easier. You get true visibility of where your engineers are. So the information we now get from there helps our schedulers plan and know exactly how long they've got before they get that engineer free to do his next call.
We aim to deliver a minimum of 98% first-time fix. Therefore, we need to ensure that the engineers have got the right parts available to them.
So one of the biggest benefits we have of the application around the inventory management system is that it gives the engineer in his local area visibility of not only the stock he has in his own car, but his colleagues in the immediate area and the stocking levels in the local satellite stores.
The users were instrumental in the design, and not just the engineers from the UK, but the engineers across France. We had that cross-border input to making sure that we had common work practices across the organisations.
We did a survey to our service engineer a few months after the implementation of field service application, and we get a very, very good level of satisfaction, over 90%.
What I like best about Pega is that they've worked from us right from the start. They've delivered a tool that enables us to do all of the things that we need to do today, but all of the things that we hope to do in the future as well.
With Pega's mobility platform, Xerox keeps field service engineers connected by providing better visibility into service operations, enabling them to deliver a superior customer experience. Our world is constantly changing. Only Pega lets you build for change.
So I'd like to thank our friends from Xerox for that video. And if you're interested in learning more about their journey, they actually have a breakout session latest this afternoon. We believe that every customer-facing technology should have intelligence and automation built natively into it, which is why we develop all of our applications on the Pega 7 platform so that you can configure them to the specific requirements of your unique organizations. Now, Pega 7 platform has been providing automation capabilities for years around process automation, policy automation, integration and case management. And we are thrilled to be able to add robotic automation into that mix to be able to provide more efficiency into getting work done. But the digital transformation journey demands that intelligence be a part of every customer interaction. And the Customer Decision Hub gives you access to analytics, machine learning, real-time decisioning, and big data in every single customer interaction. And Pega 7 brings automation and intelligence together into a single unified platform on the cloud to make sure that we can help simplify that digital transformation journey that you're on. And we have a spectacular team across the globe that's helping us build the application. And here they are thrilled to get the opportunity for you to see all of their work. And there's actually a party in every single Pega office right now as they participate virtually with the Pega world. And we're very excited to hear your feedback. Hey guys. Hey guys. But I think it might be time to end with the words of my new best friend, Elvis Presley, as I think it's time for a little less conversation and a little more action. And I hope to see all of you at the Tech Pavilion later this afternoon. Thank you. Thank you very much.
A little less conversation, a little more action, please.